Can I finish, Simone? Will you just shut up for a minute and let me finish?
Pardon me, sir. You don't get to tell me to shut up on national television.
And we don't tell people to shut up on this show.
Welcome to today's Cable News Craziness, where we take a look at some of the craziness that takes place on cable news. Today, the clowns on CNN New Day interview a doctor, Jonathan Reiner, who calls for regime change as the only way we're ever going to get this pandemic under control. Roll it.
I think 2.8 million Americans reportedly have been vaccinated. As you know, as of today, we were supposed to be at 20 million. I mean, according to the early predictions from the administration. So that's a fraction. That's really disheartening. And also, we're just falling behind other countries. Other countries are doing this better in terms of getting people vaccinated. So, for instance, Bahrain, doing better. Israel, doing better. The UK, doing marginally better. We're doing a little bit better than Canada, but still, what do we need to do here to make this better?
We need a sense of urgency. We've been waiting, for a vaccine, and magically, like a gift from God, we actually get 2 vaccines that are spectacularly effective. And we're just sort of leisurely administering them in the United States. So we have literally 10 million doses sitting on the shelf around the country, waiting to go into arms. We need mass events. We need to vaccinate on a large scale. And when I hear Admiral Giroir yesterday saying, well, they'll be in CVS and Walgreens, pretty soon, and people will be able to go there and get them. No, that's not the way to do it. We've seen, sadly, in large parts of the country, thousands of cars lined up for food giveaways. We know how to do that. We can give vaccines the same way. We need large events at football stadiums, racetracks. We need to go into mass vaccination mode, and we need to do it now. And I just don't see the urgency.
It's not happening under this president, clearly. I mean, he's checked out on the pandemic, and he said explicitly, it's up to the states. It's not my problem. And he's golfing, and he's challenging the election based on nothing. So that's still 3 weeks before a new administration takes over. Can the Biden administration and his team correct exactly the problems you're talking about, right? Which is leaning entirely on states, on private pharmacy chains, rather than the national mass event plan you're talking about. How quickly can the new administration correct this?
Well, I'm sure they're already working on this. Many of us have thought, over the last several months that we were only going to get this pandemic under control with regime change because the outgoing administration just didn't have what it takes.
I'm old enough to remember when using regime change to talk about your political opponents would bring a rebuke from a CNN reporter or anchor or whatever these people claim to be, but not so anymore. Apparently, when the Trump regime is deposed and Joe Biden takes over, people will get their shots faster. Well, the reality here is very simple. They said this vaccine wouldn't come by the end of the year. In fact, they based an entire political campaign on this as they tried and succeeded to drag Joe Biden over the finish line. Then the vaccine did come, and because they can't praise that, because Donald Trump and Operation Warp Speed are something that they're just not going to give anyone credit for, now they have to complain about the rollout. You'll see stories that say at the current rate, it will take 10 years for us to vaccinate every single American, when they all know that is just not the case. It's not going to take 10 years. We all know that. We know it will speed up. This is how this works. It's a logistics problem. And it's not a problem where somebody is sitting there going, don't give out the vaccines. That's not what's happening. The vaccine has to be manufactured, then they have to find a place to give it, then they have to give it to the right people. This is not just like walking out in the street and start stabbing people with the vaccine. And everyone covering this story knows it. Unfortunately, they are more concerned about the narrative than they are about anything else. And I can tell you exactly how this is going to play. They are going to complain about vaccine rollout until the day Joe Biden becomes president. When Joe Biden becomes president, all of a sudden, the story is going to change about how the Biden administration got involved and ramped up the vaccinations. No, that's what's going to happen. The vaccinations are going to ramp up as time goes on. We all understand exactly how this works. You take the people that need it the most, you find them, you give them the vaccine, and then you open it up to more and more people. That's how this is going to go. We have all known this from the very beginning, yet they're pretending They don't get it. And once again, and I know this is repetitive here on Cable News Craziness, but I feel like I have to keep pointing this out. They are telling you straight up that they do not understand how things work. When they tell you things like it's going to take 10 years at this rate to vaccinate everyone, that should be a gigantic sign where they are telling you, I don't understand what's happening. I am so confused. And when people are telling you they are confused, you should take their word for it and stop listening to what they say. These people are crafting a narrative, not creating the news. They are laying the groundwork to start praising Joe Biden for how quickly he administered the vaccines. We all know this. We're not blind. They may think we're stupid, but we know they are stupid. And we understand that this is Cable News Craziness, and we'll bring you Cable News Craziness every single day right here. All you have to do is like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment, and come on back tomorrow. Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for my friends at University Kia. And listen, I've been driving Kias for years, over a decade, actually way longer than that, and I absolutely love it. My wife made me get a Telluride 4. It's an amazing vehicle, my favorite Kia that they have ever made. Grant, my son, loves it as well. It's big, it's roomy, and it's amazing. The best part about University Kias, though, is they'll help you find the car that works for you and your family. So head on down to University Kia today. Check them out online at universitykia.com. And when you talk to my friends over there at University Kia, make sure you tell them Dale Jackson sent you.